independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'm making a twist and fold card. It's for the Creators Block Hop. I'm going to be using the Sea of Textures bundle. I'm going to be using this octopus in particular and quite a few of the dies. And I'm also just using the Stitched All Around for the sentiment. The theme for the Block Hop is techniques, so and we are allowed to have a card fold as a technique, so I'm having two techniques. So I've got my card, and I'm also going to be using a technique for stamping my octopus. I don't know what it's called, but there you go. So this is 28 centimetres by 11 centimetres, and we are going to do a little bit of scoring. So I want to score from my right hand corner down to right the way down to my left hand corner there. Now you could do this on your scoring board, or you could do this freehand just with a scoring tool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my corner into my little cutting groove at that end, and then into the cutting groove at the other end, move my blade out the way, and then I'm just scoring from one to the other. So when you're doing this, don't drag your score tool right across from that corner, because it will ruck it up. So lift it up and come from the middle of your paper. Okay, so now we want to fold and burnish our piece of cardstock. So when you fold this, you want it to look like this. So you've got this triangle at the front here, because we're going to be folding it, and we need to have a pocket on the inside, a pocket on the outside. So this card needs lots of burnishing. Okay, so I'm going to bring my trimmer back in again, and we're going to do some more scoring. So what we need to do now is we need to match up this point here where these two cross, so just here, into our little cutting blade hole there, or scoring hole, and then we're going to score. So start in the middle of your cardstock and pull it to one side, and then lift it, and you need to do that quite firmly because we want it to go through to the other side. And then we are going to fold it, so we've got a pocket on the front and a pocket on the inside. This is the hardest bit of the card. Okay, so I'm having to actually do a little bit of manoeuvring because I've obviously not lined up my score line properly there. There we go. It worked fine on my practice run. Typical, isn't it? As soon as I start filming, all goes wrong. So this is basically our card now. So it's opening like this. We've got having a little pocket in there and a pocket in there. So we can, if you'd like, you could put something in the front pocket there, and you could put something in this pocket inside. So I'm planning on putting a little gift card in here. So I have my little gift card I'm going to lay in there. So I'm going to show you how to cut your designer series paper to fit into the card. Now it's best to use a paper that does not have an up and a down to it, so a pattern that doesn't have an up and a down. And I'm going to confuse you slightly because I'm using a piece of paper here that is just a piece of my old designer series paper, and the reason I'm not using the correct paper is because I did not have enough left. I didn't have a 12 by 12 sheet left, I only had tiny bits left, so I cut it differently. But I want to show you how to do this. So I'm using a piece of 9.5 by 25.5 centimetres, and that's the size of my paper. And I want to use this pattern as my biggest piece. So there's two patterns to choose from. I'm going to go for this one with the little cactus on. And what would happen then is that the biggest piece would go on here and on here, but the other side, the little triangles that you get, would be this side. So you have to choose which side you want on your biggest pieces and which side you want on your smallest pieces. So the side that you want to be the biggest piece, face down. So we're going to cut it face down, and we're going to cut from the left hand corner to the right hand corner. So this is the same as when we were scoring. It's the same idea. We put our points into the little cutting blade gully, and there we go. Okay, so now we have our two pieces here, and we want to turn the top one over, and then we're going to lay it like this. So we're going to put the little point into our little cutting gully there, and then we want to cut. And let me just show you what that would look like. So we'd have the piece that we've chosen there, and the other piece will go into here, and then you can use these, and you could use that on this one. If you wanted to do a little pocket at the front, you could do it like that. Now if you did have a pattern that had to be one way, you would have to do this twice, because one of these pieces would be upside down. Okay, so I hope that's not too confusing, because I'm using a different DSP. And I just want to show you what else I did. I actually made a template. So I just cut out with some scrap paper. This is like a thick cardstock. And these are my templates. So this way, if you've got some design series paper and you want to make sure it's the right way round, and you don't want to keep wasting your paper by making loads of mistakes, you can just use your template. And if you wanted to do this side, you just turn it over and cut it out that way. Okay, so hopefully that is all understandable and straightforward. So these are the papers that I've cut out. Now this is the design series paper that goes with the bundle, with the Steel Textures bundle, and this is literally all I had left. I didn't have enough to show you the DSP cutting technique. I only had scraps, and so that's why I showed you the template, as well as the fact that it does, if you make a mistake when you're cutting your design series paper, you'll be really annoyed. But if you've got your template, it's much easier. So I'm going to put this here like this, and this one's going to go on the front, and then on the inside I've cut this one out the way I showed you by turning my template over, and I've got a bit of a crease mark there, which is a shame. And then this one is going on here like this, and that is going to be the basics of the card. So I'm going to start just by sticking this card together. So this is the front of my card. I don't want this to flap, so I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to put some glue in here so it's stuck down. Okay, and then that is just going to fold over, and we're going to smooth that down. Just smooth it down with my bone folder. Okay, and then that's now stuck down, and that makes that secure. It makes your pocket inside secure as well. So there's my papers, and also I cut one out for the back so that there's somewhere to put our message, and I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on there as well. So my next job is to show you the octopus that I'm going to do and the technique I've used for that. So I'm going to do a little bit of stamping here. So I'm using the Steel Textures. I'm using this really cute octopus. It's one of my favourite sets from the last year's catalogue, and it is going over till next year, so that's really good. I'm going to start with Soft Sea Foam. I'm doing it in the Stamparatus, or Stamparatus, because I'm going to be inking this up a few times. So my first layer is the Soft Sea Foam. And then I'm bringing in my Tranquil Tide Stampin' Right marker. I'm using the brush end, and I'm just going to just lightly dab my marker on all the little suckers on my octopus. I just want a little bit more in the middle there. So I've just wiped my stamp clean, and I'm bringing in some Versamark, and I'm just going to cover my octopus and then put him over. Oh, hold on. I just need to use my embossing buddy, and then I'm going to put him over. And because we've not moved our stamp, it's going to be perfect positioning, and we can just take this off, move it out of the way. And this is my clear embossing powder. Okay, and now I'm going to just use my heat tool on that. Okay, and there is our octopus, and look, can you see the shine? I love this technique because you can build the colour up so you get lots of depth in your octopus or whatever image you're using, and you can just build it up, put and make it darker and darker, and then you can get this lovely shine. And it's ideal for my octopus because obviously he's going to be wet. Quickly stamping the back of my card. I'm going to be using the Pitch Perfect Birthday. I'm using Happiest of Birthdays to You. So now I'm going to decorate our card. So the front of the card, I've cut out lots of little pieces here. So I've done 2 octopuses, and I've cut these all out from the Sea of Textures. And this is from the Layering Circles, this one's from the Stitch Shapes, and I showed you the stamp set from this one, stitched all around, and I've done that in silver, a bit of silver embossing there. And I'm just going to pop that up with some dimensionals. Okay, so there's the front of my card, and now I'm going to open it up. I'm going to decorate the inside as well. I've cut out one of these nets. I've got some little fish here, and I've also got my other octopus. And you want to make sure you don't put any glue on that side because that would stick him down, and then you wouldn't be able to open. So if you do get any glue on that side, get your embossing buddy in there. I've been okay, and then you can get your embossing buddy in and dry that. Yeah. And there you go, there is our card. Lovely on the inside and on the outside, and you've got this great back to it as well, and it stands up like this. Can't see it when it stands up like that. Oh, I really hope you enjoyed watching this. If you go to my blog, which is in the description below the video, I've also made another card, and it's a Father's Day card. So it's exactly the same design. We're still using the twist and fold card, but obviously it's going to look completely different because we're using a different set. So you can have a look and see what that looks like. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and don't forget to hop along with everybody else on the Creators Blog Hop. Bye.